Welcome to my crowded head. Come on in. Hey, welcome back. This week, one of the things I've been really thinking about is everybody's been running around lately talking about like freedom, like they're Mel Gibson in Braveheart. And a lot of it is about COVID-19 and mask wearing. And then we also have Texas abortion laws. And to me, the argument's the same thing when we talk about gun control and all these different things here in the U.S. When you're talking about freedom, to me, they're the same side of the coin. It just seems that we're in the choose a side world that we're currently in, that both sides make the same argument for their particular disgruntled thing of choice. So you're violating my rights by making me wear a mask. Oh, you're violating my rights for my Second Amendment rights for gun control. You're violating my rights by, not allowing me the ability to choose to have an abortion or not. All incredibly controversial topics. But it even goes down to your right to decide your pronouns. Do you want to be called he, she, they? It all boils down to rights. And it seems like, to me, that as long as it's the right you want, you're going to cry the proverbial right wolf. But if it's a right that violates your existence and doesn't allow you to do what you want to do, go on the other side of the coin. And to me, you can't have them both ways. Taking masks, because it's just an easy subject to me. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't want to wear one, don't wear one. Same with the vaccine. If you want to take the vaccine, take it. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. But make sure that you're doing it from the real research, not from what the government told you, and not what you read on Reddit. Let me find this. This is an actual quote on Reddit. It's just incredibly dumb. So let me pull it up. I don't know who posted it, but they took it off. It's from an email from Reddit. This is the kind of thing, and just pointing out the kind of nonsense that's out there in the world. The quote is, okay, so I don't know if we can see that or not, but I'll for the YouTube video. But we're also on YouTube now. Yeah, this will come out together now. They will come out at the same time. We launched them together. You pick where you want to. You have the freedom to pick where you want to listen. Just listen. Thank you for listening. Love it. So the government are saying, this is the actual reading it. Government are saying they're vaxxed 38,037,283 people since January. There are only 31,536 seconds in a year. Does anyone see the problem? How exactly? So one of the quotes is, this man waits until the dryer is done to start the next load of washing. So I guess in his mind, you have to go to a certain place and they line you up and they do them all one after the other. What? Now, it is on your right to be, that's just, regardless of the vax, unvax, that's a stupid quote. So that's not someone you want to get. I'm not telling you to get your information from me either. I'm just, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. Maybe you see something out of it. But just because someone chooses to do something, we're back to the bubble we talked about 2 weeks ago. We want everything to be shiny and bubbly and finite, but that's not the way it works. There are a billion people in this world and with a billion different experiences, because everything you do is layered on everything you've done in the past. You bring your past experiences and traumas and all these different things to the forefront. But what we don't do is we don't look at the whole picture. Like, is someone acting the way they're acting? There's a lot of mistrust, which the U.S. government earned and has always earned. It's always been this way. But the freedom and the argument to me goes as far as you blame the 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 algorithm for feeding you stuff that you're watching. You blame the food and for the for what you're eating. Now, it's it's that it's really like you have to take personal responsibility in it. So, if you decide that you feel masks are what's right, so wear a mask. If you see someone who has made the other choice and decide they aren't, and you feel that, don't rush to that person and tell them about how they're endangering your health by not wearing one. Keep your distance. Like, we all want to give our opinion, and this is kind of funny coming from me, because this is just my opinion, and it doesn't matter. It's just mine, and your opinion is as important as mine. Your opinion matters, but not as much as any one of us think. It's a collective opinion, but we always want to cause the cause, like, or a symptom. We treat symptoms and not causes. We also are very big on rushing to the house fire and arguing over who did it, why the house burns. Like, how did this start? It burnt to the ground while we were arguing about it. Come on. But you can't, going back to the original thing, you can't talk about your rights to do something one moment and then turn around for a subject that you feel the other way about and then talk about taking away someone else's right for that thing. So you can't argue, to me, whether or not you should wear a mask and whether or not we should take away all guns. Oh, there shouldn't. If your argument is always freedom and your rights to do things, you can't argue the two. And everyone brings up the right. Well, what about my rights? And what about. Okay, we get that. But when you live in a free society, as we claim to be here in the U.S. and a lot of places, you can't, like, decide for other people. They make laws, and some of them work and some of them don't. But if we're making them just based on knee-jerk reactions and a lot of this stuff but people have the right. Like, don't argue with me about rights unless you're going to make that argument for everything that you're talking about. It's your right to get vaccinated. And let's go to vaccination, because there's another subject that I don't want to touch, but I kind of do. But we did a poor job of explaining it. And I honestly believe had the presidential election been different, there would be a different argument over who is vaxxing and who isn't. You may see the different parties would be entirely different than they currently are, which makes no sense to me. But get the information that you need to make your decision, and don't get it from a Reddit post, don't get it from My Crowded Head. Like, go to sources that don't have opinion. Don't get it from CNN. Don't get it from Fox News. Don't get it from the Democratic or the Republican Party, because both sides are going to tell you the information they want you to, so you will maintain their job and their interests. What is in the best interest for you and your family? Make the wisest choice you can. Don't come to me telling me that it's your right to wear to wear one or not. If you're either way, I don't want you within 6 feet of me. But this has nothing to do with the pandemic. I don't like people being close to me. I don't trust you. I have trust issues, like major trust issues. But make the best decision you can make for you. But your right to do something does not take away someone else's right to not do it. You can't make the same argument for two different things. The big thing that we should be talking about, and in a lot of cases, when you look at abortion, like what's causing it, and the knee-jerk reaction is, oh, these people are just out here doing it so they can live the way they. In some cases, yes, but in most cases, no. It's not. It's not that simple. You know, it's never that. Like, you don't know what that other person has gone through or is going through or the reason that they're making choice, but you just want to argue about how it makes you feel. Take the time to understand why people are doing what they're doing. Maybe they have, an illness that doesn't allow them to do it, to vaccination, for instance, and they choose not to. But take the time to figure out why someone wants to do something or not. Like, well, why do you want to do it? Oh, well, I want to protect my neighbor. The same neighbor you was fighting with? Weren't you just fighting with him 2 days ago? Over his voting? The sign he had in his thing to vote? Right? Like, understand that in our system, politicians, that's a job. They're going to say what they want to say to get you to think the way they want to think. But don't use your right to do something against someone else. Just allow people to make the decisions they're going to make. See the human behind it and move on. Like, you have the right to not associate with people. Take it. Some of you want everyone to get vaccinated, but when we get vaccinated, you got to go back to the office. But oh, wait, I don't want to go back to the office. You're violating my right to stay out of the office. Hello? Same argument. But anyway, you have the right to decide what you want to do with that. If it made any sense. If it did, great. If it didn't, maybe next time. But that's up to you. That's all I got this week. Thanks for being around, and we'll see you in the next one.